Greetings and welcome to this week's episode of UC Weekly News. I'm your host, David Danto, and we're in the sub-basement, the dungeon of New York City's Javits Center for NAB New York. NAB New York is a small offshoot of the large NAB conference that takes place in April in Las Vegas. But there are some interesting exhibitors here. We'll take a walk around and see what's going on, give you a sense of what the show is like, and we'll be right back.
Show running. This is the guy right here. He works on.
So I'm here at NAB New York with my good old friend Ben Nemser from Nemal Electronics. Ben, always a pleasure.
The pleasure is mine, Dave. It's always great to see you.
I've chatted with you before on our show, and if people don't know, tell everybody in like a sentence or two what Nemal does.
Well, basically, Nemal is a fully integrated manufacturer of interconnect equipment for audio, video, broadcast, and also in some other industries such as medical. So we manufacture in Miami, which is the United States, everything from bulk cable.
Miami's still the United States?
It's technically still a part of the United States, as of this morning.
Okay.
We do everything in-house, from manufacturing bulk rolls of cable to completed assemblies, and then all types of metal work. So we can provide a panel interconnect system with various interconnecting cables, all made to spec to meet specific needs of specific industries.
Cool. So the reason I wanted to chat with you this morning is the conversation we were having privately yesterday about what's going on in New York. This is apparently one of the busiest times, or at least has been one of the busiest times, for the installations of studios and facilities. Without naming names that you may not be authorized to name in public, give us a sense of what's going on. What building is going on now?
Well, in fact, in the past couple of years, and even through today, there have been a number of very significant projects in the broadcast space. And we've been very fortunate to participate in some of these new builds and some rebuilds involving pretty significant space. New studios, 2110 studios, IP infrastructure, large volumes of cabling and plates. It's actually pretty exciting.
So that you're bundling all different kinds of technologies. You're bundling HDSDI, you're bundling IP, you're bundling audio, baseband, and what are you kind of seeing out there?
Sure. Well, to give you an example, we built for one of these projects many hundreds of custom panels, and these panels would be a combination of fiber and copper. Within the fiber alone, broken down into SMPTE, which is your hybrid fiber for cameras, but high density IT fiber, MTP12 constructions in single mode, optical con using Neutrik, SMPTE using LIMO, and then your standard discrete fiber connectors, STs, LCs, angle polished connectors, which are very high performance. So all of these things together with the copper infrastructure in one, and the same types of combinations we did in our panels, we did in composite cables. So we built cables that would actually have 10, 12, even more individual components. You could have in one cable, for example, a 12-3 for power, together with 4 or 5 fiber lines, together with a DMX, and then add in some 12G video coax.
And you're building, you were telling me the other day, bundle after bundle after bundle, last minute. These studios are like popping up like mushrooms.
Well, the broadcast industry does have a history of waiting till the last minute. Cable is always the thing that comes up after the equipment's been in, and that was months ago that they ordered equipment and they're first thinking about cable. So it does get to be a rush.
Okay. All right, and then as the last point, you were also telling me that you're starting to branch out, that you're seeing more demand for this in adjacent spaces like medical.
Well, in fact, medical is the fastest growing area today that we've seen for video, and it makes perfect sense. If you think about the huge healthcare industry, not just in the US, but in the world, what a difference a high resolution video signal can make to a doctor, to a health professional. You're talking about drastic improvements in diagnostic capabilities, and the costs of these things, even though they're significant, they are really, really small compared to the benefits that they offer.
So if we see those videos online of remote doctors suturing up a banana, that could be coming in over your
Well,
fiber?
that's possible. That's
Okay.
possible. And it really covers every area of medical, not just in the operating room, but as well as in diagnostic clinics and basic procedures that people do every day, endoscopies, colonoscopies, and so forth. It allows medical professionals to see things they couldn't see before. And anything you can do by seeing is a lot better than by cutting.
So in the collaboration space, in the AV space, in the broadcast space, we're talking about software eating hardware and software taking over the world. But as far as you're concerned, there still needs to be infrastructure. There still needs to be people with skills that can, terminate fiber and cable. And there's still a desperate need for getting these things in correctly.
Yeah, yes, there is. There is a desperate need, and there's not always a lot of people around. Of course, AI is in the picture, and that helps us in our designs as well. Gives us new ideas. It helps in implementation of a lot of these things, but it doesn't replace some of the very critical skill sets that we still need.
How can people reach out to you? How can people find out what Nemal does?
Nemal.com, Nemal.com. We're on the web, and always happy to hear from everyone.
Thank you, Ben. I appreciate
Great
it. Good
to
luck
see
with
you,
everything. Great
Dave.
to see you as well.
Always a pleasure.
We'll be right back. It's interesting sitting here at the NAB conference. While the year is starting to wind down, we can see the U.S. Thanksgiving holidays in sight, and then the big holiday season after that. There's a lot of planning that's taking place for next year's shows already. CES is coming up in the very near future, and that's something that I'm very excited about. I got to be a Innovation Award judge again this year, and there are going to be some interesting new products and new categories taking place at CES. And then a month after that, we're going to be back in Barcelona for ISE, and we're going to bring you the Talking Points Pick Hits, which is, again, not an award, but it's our impression of things that should rise above the noise floor, and products that we think really deserve your attention, that you may have missed if you were at the show, or if you didn't go to the show, that you should really know about. So I think it's going to be an interesting and exciting time as we wind down and get to the holiday season and get into some of those bigger shows. So we're back here at NAB New York, and I ran into Bary Grossman. Bary, been doing this in the city for how many years now?
Many years.
Many years.
Yes, many
a whole
years.
bunch of years.
Yes, a whole bunch of years.
And tell everybody who might not be familiar with you what you do.
Me, Bary G. What I do is I do live event, broadcast engineering, from the design to the actual on-site engineering. I also teach, I'm starting my 11th year teaching at CUNY City Tech, adjunct lecturing, both video design and computer networks.
So what do you see here from the exhibitors?
Lots of connectivity issues, whether it's Cobalt, other manufacturers, whether you're dealing with just IP conversions, whether you're dealing with SMPTE 2110, whether you're dealing with IPMX, how to get that into your monitor displays or things like that, converter boxes and stuff like that. You have some transports using RIST or RIST, transporting signals to displays and things like that. Ross is coming out with their version of something similar to a Aja Kumo router. And then also we have these lovely microphones, and companies like Hollyland and others keep making them smaller and more functional.
Okay.
And I've only done half the show because I keep on running into people and
That's
talking
what happens.
to people.
If you stand still, it's even worse because then
Yes.
they come up to you.
Exactly.
That's what happens. And as long as you mention microphones, let me thank the Saramonic people again for giving me these microphones that I use all the time for interviews. They're really good, and definitely recommend them because there are a lot of great microphones on the market that have 2 Bluetooth mics. These have 4.
Wow.
So we can do 4 on the table. So anyway, as long as you mentioned it. Would you recommend? I've been going to this show before the Javits Center existed. We used to do Video Expo in New York.
Yeah.
And then we had other, events come and go. This is much smaller than anything I've ever seen in New York. It's like the hardware is not quite as big as it used to be here. I don't know if you're getting that same vibe as well.
Well, last year we had it was about AES and
Last couple of years, yeah.
yeah, and so it definitely is smaller. which means there's more opportunity to talk to people.
Well,
And because I live in Hoboken, New Jersey, I just hopped the bus. I'm here in a half hour, so it works for me. And the blessing challenge of not being booked today, I can easily hop over here, and so for me, it's worthwhile.
is it? So, are you here more for the technology that you're going to learn things, or are you here more for the opportunity to network?
Yes, both.
Which one do you think you're getting more of?
Both, yes. I mean, seriously, it's like earlier this, and there's a lot of conferences going on this week. So between the sports video group, there's a lot of opportunities to connect with people, because everything you hear in this industry, it's like, and I've introduced 2 students I'm walking around with to other people, and you hear, you learn this much in college, and then it's all about making connections. And then from there, you just parlay that into more opportunities.
Okay, good. People want to reach out to you, speak to you, find out what you do for a living. How should they get you?
It all goes back to LinkedIn. Hit me up on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, Bary Grossman. Thanks very much, Bary. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
So that's it for this week's episode of UC Weekly News. Next week, we're going to also be on location, going to the PepCom Holiday Spectacular that's taking place here in New York, and we'll give you a sense of some new products that are coming out onto the market. If there are any good ones, if not, we're going to have a pretty quiet, slow show. But thanks very much for watching. I'm David Danto. We'll see you next week.